Hello guys, so Jerry speaking. Today we're going to box with just one package, huge package that is. Today we're going to start right now to show it, so we got for us. It's not, we're going to make it scissors. Okay, I'm going to hide this address here, it's a big no, so here we go. Here we go. Got it. Got it. It's all Prime Day stuff, okay? Perfect. Here we go. There are, there you go. It's out here. And this one, these two out here. Okay, here we go. There are not one, not two, but four purchases today. The first one I got is a little gold book release of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Power of Friendship. Front, the side, back features following. Planet of the Apes, little gold book release, something like that. Little gold book, Alien ABC book. Wow, okay. A little gold book about X-Files is the truth out there. Little gold book, Star Wars, A New Hope. No, I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen the whole movie. Never read the book. But anyway, a little gold book about Star Wars. I mean, not say the show's name. Sorry. So this is the way. A little gold book about Nightmare Before Christmas. Tim Burton movie. A little gold book about Star Wars. The Galaxy's Edge. Scarlet's Adventure. And a little gold book about Haunted Mansion. And the last gold book I got is a little gold book biography by Billy Porter. Front, Porter, something like that. Front, the side, back features the following. Lady Gaga, Sinenza, Martha Stewart, William Shatner, Michelle Yeoh, Dick Van Dyke, Elton John, Barbara Streisand. Next one I got is a touch and feel book about Goodnight Farm. Wow, it's touchy for cows. Front and side back features the following. Spawn goes quiet, ready to slash, alpha and flaps, wakes her nest. Follow out and she flies around the farm, something like that. To see the animals settle down for the night, which with charming illustrations and the rhyming nest, text, something like that. Show tucks and feel, takes tail makes for perfect bedtime reading. Last but not least is it's a book called There Was a Child Who Was Swallowed a Flea. Front, the side, back features the following. What was it? Okay. That was the wrap up today. It's a box review for a day. July 17th, 2025. Hope you enjoyed. So it's going to be in the 2 gameplays of Wheel of Fortune Daily. To watch up, suggest my baby, Susan out. See ya. Hello guys, so Jerry speaking. 117 LJPCBM Reacts number 1297. Today I'm gonna say some linguine pizza, some Pringles, some cupcakes. So let's have it out, shall we? So we got for us. We're getting close to 1,300 episodes of lunchtime. Here we go. Even though I dropped some cupcakes earlier from before I start taping my lunchtime episode. So that makes more sense anyway. It's perfect. giving us a 10 out of 10 overall. That was the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. So it's going to be a brand new episode of LJPCBM Reacts for you guys to enjoy. To our stop, just my baby. Excuse me. So we're going to jump out. See ya. Hello guys, thru Jerry speaking. Welcome to a Twitter Car Special Part 43. And oh my god, we haven't finished the movie yet. We have been doing this for a decade now. And and don't worry, we're gonna get ready to do this before my mom's retirement. So hang in there. And today we're gonna get ready for Elizabeth Hunter's wedding. So reception thing. At Athens, Georgia, again. So, this time we're going to be going to Athens, Georgia, and then for part 44, we're going to be doing this back to normal traveling. Hoping this time we're going to be back to normal travel-wise, but this time for real, we're going to be traveling again. Hope you enjoyed part 43, and I'll be right there with you. In just a couple of seconds, for an upcoming project. Be right there with ya. Hello guys, thru Jerry speaking. Welcome to LJPCBM Reacts, episode 1722. Promotes podcast, episode number 105, which will be about Joseph Neville, educator and musician. We have to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. What's that going to be about? Robbins.
I'm Carrie Stinson, and my journey through life has been quite an adventure. For over 20 years, I played Barney the Dinosaur on tour, and 7 seasons of the hugely popular TV show, Barney and Friends. Now my journey is to bring together friends and guests from all over the entertainment world for inspiring and at times amusing behind-the-scenes conversation. Wow. I'm Carrie Stinson, and this is Purple Roads.
Okay. Wow.
Welcome to Purple Roads. My name is Carrie Stinson, and as always, I'm thrilled you're here. This is going to be so much fun. You know, lately we've been doing a lot of musicians on Purple Road, and I thought I've got someone I really wanted to have on this show. I keep talking about Texas, and I keep talking about Fort Worth, and so I got a Fort Worth musician on this week.
Wow.
Who also was an educator.
Oh, wow. That is Texas. Boy, everybody's continue anyway.
And I think this is so important. Musicians that have worked with kids and have been able to influence kids. I know there's a lot of you on this show that want to get into the business, and this gentleman has helped kids understand the importance of music. So I'm so excited to welcome Joseph Neville. Joseph, how are you?
Okay.
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you doing, Carrie?
I am so good. You know, we met recently, and you're part of a program with.
Wow. I didn't know. Okay.
We're going to want to talk about, which is Amplify 817, and we will talk about that later. So I've been following your program, which we're good.
Carrie?
I am so good. You know, we met recently, and you're part of a program which we're going to want to talk about, which is Amplify 817, and we will talk about that later.
Okay.
So I've been following your music for a long time, but we finally got to meet in person. And I am thrilled to have you here, and we're going to get into all aspects, you know, your teaching, but also I think it's brilliant how you become a full-time musician and all the things you got going on.
Thanks. Yeah, we had a really fun chat, so I was excited to talk to you again today.
Well, let's start with music.
Okay.
Let's start with were you a kid and you just wanted to start playing? How did all that music get into your life?
Yeah, well, it's funny you asked that because it honestly does go as far back as when I was a young child watching Barney, and my parents have told me some stories about me, you know, holding myself up in my little, you know, pen, like bobbing my head to the Barney song, and so I suppose at an early age there was a natural response to music and the song, and the older I got, that just continued to grow and grow, and so all throughout school, whether it was high school band or shows on television or songwriting, it definitely started from an early age.
Wow. Okay.
And then how did it go from just enjoying it to I want to play, I want to be involved in it?
Yeah, so I can definitely think of some moments. I remember a field trip to the Bass Hall. Some moments when I was young that I was really moved by a concert or a musical event. And when I got old enough to where I could start taking lessons, it became real clear that I could also be on the other end of that as well. And so as much as I enjoyed responding to music and enjoying it, I really wanted to see if there was something that I could create and try, and whether I'm playing someone else's music or writing my own music, I wanted to do something that would try and pull out of someone else what I felt like I had pulled out of me whenever I was, you know, a young kid, and even today. And so, it was definitely started with high school bands.
Wow.
When I was in college, I was exposed to a really cool singer-songwriter community in Tulsa. And so while I was getting my formal music education to teach music, I was also learning a little bit about songwriting. And then post-college, those two things kind of lived together for a while. And then eventually I transitioned to exclusively doing songwriting and playing guitar and playing, you know, all kinds of events and things like that. So that's kind of what led me to, like where I am in our conversation now.
Well, it's very interesting to me because who you're with and influences and where things direct you.
Yeah.
You know, where you obviously got into singer-songwriter, but then you also went to school to teach, and then where you are now.
Yeah.
So let's talk where the teaching came in.
Sure. You know, I could tell you a list of names of people that I had as teachers when I was a young person, even in college, that changed my trajectory. And I had a great music teacher when I was in 6th grade, and that person, through her influence, just exposed me to a world that was a lot bigger than, kind of the small town I was growing up in. And she would take our band and our classes to all kinds of incredible concerts that, looking back on them, I'm honestly surprised she was able to get those events put together. And so it was honestly because of her influence that I saw a world that I really wanted to be a part of. And when I got older, I had an opportunity to study music, to get a scholarship, and I wanted to get a degree that had a skill set apart from just playing music. And so I picked music education, and honestly, a big part of why I picked that was because I thought, just like it's fun to write songs and have experiences where someone's being impacted by what you're playing, I really was excited about the idea of maybe I can do for someone else, for some other 6th grader, what this person was able to do for me, because it honestly changed my life for the better. And I really got excited about the possibility of doing that for other kids. And so that's what kind of nudged me along that educator trajectory for such a long time.
Wow.
So let's talk about that. When you got into the classroom, what is that like teaching? And I know we talked about this the other day, which I think is fascinating. You did a lot of different. You did what started second grade, and then the higher. So you've done several different classes. Grades.
Yeah, the school that I taught at, we had a piano laboratory that was. It was ages second grade all the way to high school, late high school. And so we had a laboratory with 25 electronic keyboards that were all wired together with headphones and microphones. So I would essentially teach group piano for 25 kids at a time, as young as second grade and as old as 10th grade. And we would do like music theory. We would do a little bit of songwriting. We do a lot of like reading and like technique and things like that. And so yeah, it was definitely different. It showed me what kind of age groups I responded to better, because teaching a second grader music is a lot different than teaching a 10th grader music. And so, regardless of what age they were, I hope, they were impacted by that. But it was really cool. And I definitely was exposed to a wide range of, kids on their musical journey, age-wise.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting, and I've talked about this before. Obviously, I worked with a lot of those younger kids. And I think the coolest thing is that their imagination just runs wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as we get older, it seems that I don't know if we're scared or what it is, but we kind of lose some of that. I don't know. I've never really figured out where that comes from, right? But when you're young, we just try it, right? We believe in purple dinosaurs and big yellow birds and all of those things. So what was it like when you're teaching piano to those kids that obviously they're not going to understand some of the theory that a 10th grader is going to understand? Yeah. But there's probably some other areas that you can have a lot of fun with those second graders.
Yeah, absolutely. At that age, and, one of the fun things about studying music education is you learn the kind of impact pedagogy and music will have on a mind depending on its age. And so with little kids in particular, a lot of times they learn by experiencing. And, there's an analogy about like trajectory. And you've heard of like two boats sailing side by side. And if one boat gets like just a few degrees off, like it doesn't look like much initially, but over time, like that difference will be, miles. And that was the way I looked at it with the little kids. Was I don't know if these little ones are going to necessarily understand all the names and the names of the scales and how to play them with the right fingerings, and I don't even know if they'll remember like all the stuff that I told them, but I do think that at that age, if you're a second grader, you're coming into a music classroom to be inspired, to kind of go into this other world, and like you just said, like kind of literally in their minds, like they really are stepping into some magical place, And so that was something that I had in my mind whenever I would prepare for like young elementary classes. And that's what I hope is I'm not sure if they could tell you like the scales that I taught them, but I hope that just like a ship, with a few degrees change, like maybe there was something they experienced that they're inspired by that over time, and as they grow older, that moment or experience will push them on a path that will, whether they play professionally or just enjoy going to concerts or have a desire to impact other people in a positive way. I hope that takes place. And that was kind of my mindset going into teaching, younger kids. And I think that, you could, and from what we talked about the other day, I know you shared some really powerful stories of how, these young people who grew up and now are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, they could tell you stories about how the experience they had when they were really young with this imaginary purple dinosaur, that actually informs the way that they view the world today as adults, and obviously for the better. And I think that's a really special thing.
Well, we talked about this, and I've told this on this as well. I was looking for a job when I got into this. And as soon as I started seeing the impact that these kids had, I realized it was a responsibility.
Wow.
Right, that I had the opportunity, the ability to influence. And so obviously, that just motivated me even more to, to bring that purple dinosaur to life and push the messages of love and all the things that we did. But what I also didn't know was going to happen is how they were going to influence me. And these kids have absolutely influenced my whole life. And I'm curious, what about for you and those second graders that you were teaching? What did you get from them?
Yeah, 100%. Well, as I mentioned when we talked before, the year prior to my getting a teaching position, I was an aide for an pre-kindergarten classroom. And I remember I was sitting at a lunch table waiting for some parents to pick up their kids during like the half day pickup. And, you know, I was a man like working in an elementary school. And mostly women profession. And, I remember one parent coming up to me and she was joking because we had a nice rapport and some relationship built up at this point. And, he was he was sad that he had to leave because we were like, you know, playing with blocks or something. And she jokingly grabbed him, picked him up, and as she was leaving, she said, "You know, he sees you more than he sees his dad." And she said that, you know, as a joke, but it really kind of stuck with me and reminded me that, you know, that kid might not remember who I am 10, 20 years from now, but I hope that, you know, with this time that he's spending with an adult person, he's seeing, you know, what it looks like to, you know, feel love, to have a healthy relationship, to see like a kind presence in their world. And that obviously, you know, whether you're spending 5 hours or 8 hours a day with the kid or just 1 hour during a class period, you have a chance to set an example for what life could be like and the kind of joy and love you can experience. And you know, when you see, because when I was teaching at the charter school, you know, I would see sometimes 400-500 kids a day. Wow. And, you know, all those kids have different stories, different backgrounds and experiences. And many times, unfortunately, they're not necessarily in a home life or in a situation where they're seeing positivity, where they're seeing love, where they're seeing encouragement, someone telling them to, you know, to reach higher and to try harder and to explore things that, you know, excite you. And so, I'm honestly glad I did that job. Because I think it helped me go into that formal teaching position with a sense of vision and mission, responsibility. I think is what you said. Like, you know, if I have an hour with this young person, what are they going to leave with? You know, not just the learning scales and how to read music, but did they see someone who they could maybe model themselves after, like when they grow up? And you know, if they don't have a better example at home or otherwise, you know, did I provide for them a good example of what, you know, the kind of adult they could be? And that was honestly something I don't think I was kind of surprised by the intensity of that when I got into teaching. Just because you start building relationships and you start seeing these kids and realizing what their stories are. And the more you learn about that, I think the heavier the weight of that gets of, man, I have a responsibility, you know. And I'm sure as Barney, you could think about that, like, moments where maybe you feel tired or you think of, you know, you've done 5 events in a day and but there's these kids that need to see, you know, something that you have to show them. So
it's so
exactly. The point is too, Joseph and Carrie, that, and I hate to say this too, that I was a huge Barney fanatic. I never heard NFI 817 before, and in my life. So, to be honest with you, because like I said, I haven't said earlier in the episode of LJPCBM. So to be honest, so anyway, it was a huge influence on Joseph to be inspired to be a Texan, because I never heard of him saying like be an educator or a musician before. So that was surprising, you know, just how much you're gonna say in any way. So what I'm trying to tell Joseph here, if he's watching this LJPCBM episode right now, I'm saying that he's a good educator and musician, but I never knew he was a huge Barney fan when he was a kid. I'm surprised. Continue on.
That it's so funny you say that, because I've talked about that, because I could never be tired. I could never be sad. I could because they didn't come to see me, right? They came to see see Barney. And so that mentality was in my head the whole time, but it came from those early days, right? When you first going in and you realize when you show up at a, for me, birthday party, wow, it's important. And so, I got to think it's the same thing for a teacher, right? You have that, you get teacher, Mr. Neville can't be, down that day or something because you got 5.
It's probably Mr. Rogers to me. Oh, I'm sorry, Carrie. Continue on.
100 kids you're teaching to work with.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, the way I looked at it was, if you're a Barney, if you're a teacher, you're gonna have hundreds, and in some cases tens of thousands of opportunities to interact with a kid. But for sometimes these kids, from the kid's perspective, they get this 1 hour with you or this one opportunity to meet you. And I think sometimes when you get to interact with so many people, you sometimes take for granted the significance of a single interaction can be. And so, and I still think about that now, even though I'm not in the classroom anymore. If there's someone who is having an experience, or if there's someone who felt moved by whether it was a lesson in the classroom or a concert or something, even if I'm tired or if I feel off, like reminding myself that this is something that I think I'm supposed to steward well. And so I should be generous with my time. I'm supposed to steward.
My mouth is bothering me. Okay, I'll be right back. I need to get some drink. Stand by. Bye, folks. Sorry about that. I have to get some water and talk my stepdad for a bit. Let's continue up top, shall we? So we got 4 eyes.
Off, like reminding myself that this is something.
I can't hear what he's saying.
Or if there's someone who felt moved by and I still think about that now, even though I'm not in the classroom anymore. If there's someone who is having an experience, or if there's someone who felt moved by whether it was a lesson in the classroom or a concert or something, even if I'm tired or if I feel off, like reminding myself that this is something that I think I'm supposed to steward well. And so I should be generous with my time and with my energy. And obviously those things will pay dividends. And again, like I said at the beginning, I feel like the life that I live is a product of someone, doing that for me, someone being on when they were having a rough day, someone making a point to, be generous with their time and energy, even if I was just another kid in a classroom to them,
Right.
Okay.
No, I totally get that. And obviously I have mentors from school, my old high school coach and those type of people. Yeah. Really influenced me in what I was doing. So I think that's great. It's funny you were saying this. I was thinking as you were talking that we talked the other day about people coming to you after your concerts and a song specifically touched them.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't you think those early days of teaching and kids and all of that stuff really gets you to appreciate those things? And when people take the time to come to you and say, oh my gosh, your song meant something?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact,
what do you say?
It meant something?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it's easy to be envious when you're in entertainment because you have so many colleagues doing so many incredible things. And there are some times where I wonder, like, man, I spent 4 years teaching. I wonder what would happen or what would have happened had I spent those 4 years playing. And honestly, when I look back on the story, I think that spending so much time with people in a classroom, it makes me honestly kind of hungry for those opportunities. So when someone does come up to me, whether it's a student or a person who is moved by a song, like we talked about, I get really excited, and I think about conversations I get to have with kids in a classroom, and even though I'm not there anymore, there's someone at this bar, this restaurant, or this event that obviously was moved by something, and here's a chance to emphasize that and add to that and hopefully make it something that is truly impactful for them. So I'm thankful. I think that the time as a teacher definitely ties into the attitude I try to carry, playing for people and talking to them after the show.
Excuse me.
Well, in that journey, I think being well-rounded like you've been from school and then teaching and now what you're doing, it probably makes you appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to get into the music part. I love this story that's coming up. Yeah, I had the preview because I got to talk to him the other day. But I love this, and we have so many people that watch this show who want to be, you know, a body performer or a voice actor or a musician. Tons of them. And you really took a leap of faith when you had a solid career going, but the singer-songwriter thing and getting your stories out was important to you. And so you went for it, which is just, it's hard to do. And you've found success, and it continues to grow and grow and grow. So I'd love if you kind of tell the story about taking this next journey.
Yeah, you know, I can't remember the first time I heard this or who told it to me. Probably some great teacher, you know. But I remember someone drawing on a whiteboard. It was to me. Probably some great teacher, you know. But I remember someone drawing on a whiteboard. It was the outer. It was 3 circles in the outer circle, and I don't think we talked about this at the coffee shop. But this is definitely the foundation of the what I had shared with you. If you think of 3 circles, the outer circle is the what. So it's being Barney, being a body performer, being a singer-songwriter, being a teacher. The middle circle is the how. So how do you do that? You know, do I take acting classes so I get a degree? Do I go to these open mics? Do I take singing lessons? But the smaller, the most innermost circle is the why. And I think if you can really identify and write out a thorough sense of like, well, why do I want to do that? Why do I want to get a degree and become a teacher? Or why do I want to take classes and become a body performer? I think that you're setting yourself up for success if you do that. And you're really identifying if it's something that you truly do want to do. Okay. And I was fortunate enough to have that in the back of my mind as I was exploring the singer-songwriter thing. And so fast forward into a couple of years of teaching, I remember at this point I was teaching full-time and I was writing songs and performing part-time, so traveling on the weekends and doing house shows and small things like that. And I was writing songs that people seemed to respond to, and it was by no means like lucrative or, you know, fame earning. But I remember one show in particular, I was doing this house concert in Tulsa, and I'd written a song for myself about some bitterness and negativity I was experiencing towards other people, and I played that song for this group of, I think it was really full. It was like 100 people at this house concert, which was incredible. Okay. But this older gentleman came up to me and he told me a story about his daughter getting stood up at the aisle and the rage you would feel towards this young man who like kind of uprooted their family's trajectory. And he had red in his eyes and was kind of crying as he was telling me how he felt like the song I had played encouraged him to let go of that person, you know. And like I shared with you at the coffee shop, I remember I think I was 23, 22 when that happened. Wow. And I just was so humbled because I'm not like necessarily like the wisest person. I'm not a counselor. Like this guy, you know, I lived my life probably 3 times. And under normal circumstances, he and I would not have anything really to have in common. And he would have no reason to take something I would have to say seriously. But during a concert, a song that I worked really hard on had this impact that made him come to a place where I think he was primed for some healing and for some growth and for some peace. Okay. And when I drove back from that concert, you know, the long drive from Tulsa to Fort Worth, I remember just thinking in my mind that even if I never make a full-time living doing that, or if I get to play for a crowd bigger than 100 people, that experience I had was something that I believe is sacred and significant and meaningful. And I want that to be the thing that I chase, you know? So instead of trying to work myself up about, am I playing for more people? Am I making more money? I'm going to try and make sure that stays at the center circle, you know, like, am I writing songs for people that I believe need them, that are honest and well written? And am I creating opportunities to play those songs for people? And, you know, that obviously is going to look different depending on what your goals are. But I think that helps, that why and that sense of purpose, I think helps get you through, you know, it's been a long year. There's not a lot of work. I've gotten a lot of no's, you know, but if you have a really solid, good why, I think it will propel you and give you endurance to, you know, suffer through some of those more difficult things, as I'm sure you can attest to, you know.
Yeah, and I love that. You know, what I talk about on here a lot is everyone that's ever been on this show is authentic. And they don't come on, they didn't get into this industry, they didn't do it just to be famous, right? It's exactly what you're talking about. That's where the gold is to me, right? You touched a stranger by just putting your song out there. And obviously, you know, I've seen that with the power of Barney. So I just think that's so cool. And I think that's really where the success comes in. You know, obviously we all have to make money and we have to do those things, but man, there's nothing that replaces that. If you don't mind telling the story about, continuing on that, about your sister, when you were talking about just going full on. And I love this part of the story.
Sure. You know, I have a great family. It's funny because people always, I remember when I first started, people would say like, well, what do your parents think about this? And they would assume like they're like worried. And, you know, both my parents really overcame a lot when they were young. And so just the fact that their kids are all grown and like have full bellies, I think they're just like, we've won, like we've done it. They all survived.
Wow.
And so my parents have always been people who encouraged me to pursue the things that I was passionate about. They never once, I don't think I could think of a time where they pushed me to make a decision based off what was safe or conservative. You know, they were always telling me to work hard and to strive towards things that I was passionate about. And I really am thankful for that, because I know a lot of people didn't have that when they were growing up. And so that was definitely an advantage. And my siblings were the same. So yeah, when I was a full-time school teacher, I was kind of plotting my exit, thinking about, okay, I really want to do more singing, more songwriting. How do I do that? And I was obviously like, I had really established myself in a good career. I was in a good town, you know. I was moving and grooving, and I had some consistency and was making money. And so changing obviously like required, you know, sacrificing a lot of that consistency or familiarity. And so I essentially was thinking about quitting my job and breaking my lease, and then kind of seeing what would go from there, you know, the great unknown, going into the great unknown. And I was really panicking about it, really nervous about it, and wasn't sure if I was able or willing to like really pull the trigger on that. And I was sitting at home, and I was sitting at my sister's home. We were hanging out, and I was just telling her about these feelings I was having and these ideas that I had about trying to pursue songwriting full time. And she just listened to everything I had to say, and then she just told me, because when I first moved to Texas, she let me live with her for a few months while I found a job and found an apartment. And she just told me, she said, Joe, you know, like the worst thing that can happen is you either don't like it, or, you know, it doesn't work out, and then you could come live with us again, you know, find a new job, find an apartment, and then you're essentially back where you started. And when she said that to me, so matter of fact, it really took this pressure off me of like, oh, that's the worst case scenario. That's really not that bad. And so it gave me a strong push and a strong sense of like, I definitely should do this. And I know that everyone's story is different, and so it's not necessarily great advice for someone who might have children or, you know, different things like that. But for my situation, it was a pretty easy decision when my sister helped kind of reframe that for me. So yeah, I'm really thankful for them.
Well, I think it's great advice, because we don't want to have regrets in life, right? You know, and she's exactly right. You could have gone back and you'd have a career. I mean, you'd be able to get a job. You'd be able to do all those things, but you don't ever have to say, well, why didn't I, you know, try? And obviously I had that moment with a Big Purple Dinosaur. I didn't know what in the world I was doing. And, you know, I had to quit a job and give it a shot. And that's a common story, but a lot of people, you know, are on that ledge and they don't go. And then later down the line, they regret, you know, I wish I would have tried, or I wish I would have tried. So, and the other part of that is you can always still try. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I've seen people, I've brushed shoulders with some people who have crazy stories about like the amount of risks that they took. And sometimes it paid off, sometimes it didn't. But I've never met an older person who lived a life of adventure and risk and told me that they wish they would have done things more conservatively. I've never once had that conversation. But I've certainly had conversations with people who told me, about all these things that they had thought about doing or thought about trying. And I often say this to people as like the price of admission. If you want to live a life that's fun and fulfilling, you're gonna have to take on a little bit of stress, a little bit of risk, and you're gonna have to roll the dice and be willing to lean into like the unknown.
Yeah.
And I've learned to be pretty warm to that. So I think if we could all get a little more comfortable with trying things that are uncomfortable, I think if we could all get a little more comfortable with trying things that are uncomfortable, with going into things that we don't know a whole lot about, I think it'd be surprised. I think we'd be surprised with how great we would be enjoying ourselves.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that you just hit it with the word uncomfortable. I think that is such a great place to be. It's a hard place to be in, but it's a great place to be.
Yeah, it's great.
And the other part of your story that I love about this, and I think so important, is that, okay, you decided to take that risk, but then you went through it. And you were telling me that you had a quota, right, of emails that you were writing out to get jobs, to get your music out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I didn't have an apartment, so I was living out of my car for a year and a half almost, and had a suitcase with clothes in it, and I had my backpack with all my work stuff in it, so a notebook and a laptop. And so, basically, I would be driving up and down I-35 a lot, like all the way up to Wichita, Kansas, all the way down to Austin. I would play at all these places.
Oh my God, Wichita, Kansas. That's where Jim Larry was originally born at. Tijuana.
Had already had relationships with, and then every now and then I would go out of town and find opportunities to play for some new people, some new cities. And so basically, I would spend time every single day at a coffee shop, and I would work on who am I staying with, for the next several weeks. And that calendar was red, I remember, and so I would make sure I had that lined up. So I was never stressing about like tomorrow night, I know where I'm staying. And then yellow was the calendar for where I'm playing, and it got easier the more I did it, because you would build relationships with people and with venues that wanted to have you back. But I remember I would Google whatever city I was going to. I would Google live music or bar or restaurant or venue, house concert, whatever. And whatever were the top results, I would take 15 of those. I would get 15 emails, and every single day I told myself I have to send at least 15 emails to try and make sure that I have my calendar booked out. And so got very comfortable with no, and got very comfortable with no response. But that was the thing I had control of. I can't control if people say yes or say no, but I can control if I'm putting in the work and if I'm emailing. And so, every single day, 15 emails. And if I didn't get any responses, I could at least say that I did my part, so.
Okay.
It's interesting. We talk about hearing no a lot, and we don't talk about the no response. And the no response happens a bunch.
Oh yeah,
it happens more these days than it used to, and I have dealt with that a lot. What is that like for you when you start realizing I'm just not going to hear back?
Yeah. Well, I think it's healthy. I think it's good advice to just learn to get comfortable with that. And even if you're the most talented person in the world, I think you're still going to get no. And so,
it happened to me several times when I get a response that is making no. Well, in 2024, I have a situation from somebody, which I won't explain, but because of an oogie base. I've been lonely, but I'm over it now, but which I will not explain in the reaction video, but it is difficult for me to talk about it. But it's over now. Let's continue on.
I think one important thing is to learn to not take it so personally. You have to learn to be resilient through that. And honestly, maybe this is bad advice. I'm curious what your thoughts are, but I'll keep bugging people until they give me a no. So if you're getting a no response, that's an invitation to ask again, in my opinion. So I would suggest if it's an opportunity you're passionate about or you really do want to pursue, and you don't get a response, follow up. I normally follow up normally 4 days to 7 days. Definitely 7 days. If they don't respond,
7 days a week. You do want him?
I'll ask again, and normally they'll respond, and not and there are many times I can think back where because I did follow up and because I did ask multiple times, they eventually saw that as a sign of legitimacy or seriousness or whatever you want to call it, and a lot of places would have me play somewhere because I asked multiple times. And so obviously if someone says no, you want to politely and respectfully, I appreciate you considering me, and maybe another time, however you want to word that. But I think you got to get comfortable with no and get comfortable with no response.
And sometimes you get no response, sometimes you get yes responses. And one episode I heard about this years ago. Sometimes I heard about it excuse me. Well, sometimes I get no, sometimes I get yes. And years ago, I heard about it on YouTube, but it was years ago. I was watching a Sesame Street episode about Oscar saying about saying some things like yes day, a National Grouch holiday, thinking about yes day, and then Dave was like, you are still unspeakable, and I was like, yeah, so it was like, ooh, David, oh my god, it was so hilarious. But I was watching that one episode on YouTube, I'm not sure what it was on YouTube. It was on a YouTube channel called Tiny Dancer at the time. My good friend Jeremy Mines, better was Sesame Maniacs YouTube channel name at the time. It was probably years ago that I saw that YouTube channel name. I subscribed to that channel and I became friends with Jeremy Main, and his girlfriend was known as Tiny Dancer at the time. I met Jeremy Main in 2014, but then I realized that it was a good friend of mine to know him with. He was a heavy metal dude like I am. He was good friends with me. He was like, yes, no, maybe, I don't know, but it was a great friend, So there you go. Let's continue on.
Don't be afraid to be persistent. If you're not getting a direct response.
We've had several guests on this show that we've gone through that.
Wow.
Be very open and honest about that.
Yeah.
Whether it was going through an agent, whether it was the email was missed or whatever. And then we've had a couple that we got on a year later that we started over a year, and it was different things that happened.
Yeah.
Whether they were just busy or they missed the email. People these days, we just sometimes buzz through and they didn't read it, or they didn't watch a link or whatever. And it's a very amusing. I had one who was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be on this show. And his agent had turned us down initially. And then however we got back around, they were like, oh my God, he can't wait to be on your show. And I was like, did you see our earlier email?
I have some emails. Years ago, during COVID, there's an email from my mom to PBS NewsHour thinking, no, we can't go with you to PBS NewsHour headquarters because, we can't visit the PBS NewsHour. I can't speak today. We can't visit PBS NewsHour headquarters in 2023 because of COVID, because we can't let you visit. There's a new building coming around until 2024, and they let you visit again. They allow visitors again. But so it's no surprise for me. And that's happening during my sequel in the movie. That's back in production in June 2024, and it's been production and released September 2024 on both my channels. Go check it out on YouTube, on my LJPCBM channel and Appalachian 94 channel, so you won't miss it out. So, yeah. And there's another email that I have to send, but it's from 2016, one of the worst years ever. and it's from Marshall Brown, to be honest with you. Yeah, he was trying to say things like, I won't talk about, one thing I won't say at all costs, and it was probably say, I'm no longer associated with you, blah blah blah, none of that. And another for 2017, it was probably the worst thing he ever said things to me. If I see you in person near me, I'll call the police. First of all, I'm very scared, and two, I'm autistic, and you not call the police on me. So, why bother? I'm your friend, Marshall, if you're watching this. But anyway, because it's a scary thing. I don't want you to call the police on me. So yeah, that's a no-no. And I want you to see me in time for me to make this film work. If you don't, and another no I want to see from Remix is from Remix, okay? And he told me this in 2016, saying that, please cancel your film. I'm like, are you kidding me? Shut up. Don't cancel. I still want to postpone my film until further notice. Don't make me cancel the film. I spot to Remix, this is not happening. I want to maybe postpone the film till another date. Not cancel the film, but, that's another issue I had with Remix at the time, back in 2016. And there's another issue I had years ago, but I won't say much in the LJPCBM Reacts episode, but this is another time. But it's, long story short, but it's one of the worst years in 2016, but it will make more sense. Anyway, let's continue on before I get sober. Anyway.
But it really doesn't matter, right? And the ones that don't, and it's got to be the same thing for you. It can never happen unless you ask.
Exactly. Yeah.
It never happened unless you ask, and you going into whatever you're going through, that you're never going to hear yes all the time. And I told you my story that, I was told that I looked like I had the Bernie job right off the bat, and then she just never called me back. I'll call you back, and she never called me back. And I had to go. That was my introduction into the industry.
And there's another thing too. If you're talking Bernie's, Carrie. One time I was supposed to be at college at a thing called SCAD, and then my high school classmates told me, teachers told me, no, you can't go to SCAD because it costs money. And two, you can't afford that. I'm like, seriously, teachers at high school? I don't go to college like that. I love to go to college there, I want to go to college nearby, SCAD in Savannah. Not go to college at the thing called Wilson, which we'll get to that a little bit. But I usually think I want to be a filmmaker, a technician, and of course a rock musician, things like that, as an actor and producer and other things. But it was a long story, but I loved doing those things, and Progressibility Support Services and other things told me this. It was Lisa Jones who said to me this, and I quote, I was going to be a gospel singer, and I couldn't. And I'm like, try out, You want to be that gospel singer so bad? Well, you need to, And I was like, no, I can't, because I want to do that so badly, And there's another thing, too, because and then there's another thing that pestered me in 2015 about this one person, and it was Libby Jeffers, with my stepmom, Libby, she's watching this, anyway. And there's some job coaches who told me, I said that it was one job coach. I was going to do projects that day, but there's some good job coaches who passed me who said this. I talked to Dawn Baker the other day, and she said that, Luke, was we're gonna be a who A you want to be. I'm like, shut up, come on. But anyway, the reason why I talked about Dawn Baker many times before, Dawn Baker's a rip-off of Gwen Eiffel. She's not a news reporter. She's basically a stupid anchorwoman that has to be ripped off get out of WTLC forever. I'm sorry, but that's not my thing. But back to my point. I go to college at Warren Springs, nearby Warren Springs, Georgia, and I was basically homesick, to be honest with you, because I've never been that homesick in my life in 2016. That was a difficult year. I'm sorry, but it was a devilish year, and I hate that year at all costs. So I went to 3 different jobs that year, that 2017 year. One was for Kingdom Design, and the other two in 2018 and 2019 were, respectively, David AAA and Summer's Aqua. The rest is history. So I saved my money, lived with it, and YouTube was the rest of history because I had got monetized from MHL. What do you want to know? Anyways, let's continue on.
Why isn't she calling? She said she was going to call.
Yeah.
And she became a very good friend of mine. But it's just different things that happen. And I love hearing your stories of this and how you push through.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm curious. So you put those...
Hold on. Exactly what Joe's point of view. Let's continue on.
Your stories of this and how you push through.
Yeah.
I'm curious. So you put those 15 emails out. How many would you get yes?
Oh, goodness gracious. It fluctuated. But if I were to pick an average, I would say I would get a response, probably one out of 15, honestly. And normally if it was a response, it was saying, hey, we'd like to have you, like, what dates are you available, So a lot of no responses. And even in the no responses, I would keep those emails logged. And when I was back in town, I would email them again, hey, I'm back in town this date, would love to come play your space, your venue, whatever. And so on average, probably one response out of 15 was the numbers I was running. And over time, fortunately, I think those, because you learn in those things, in all the no's, you learn if there's anything you can do to improve. Am I wording this email well? Am I adding the right content, the right links for them to get an idea of what I'm doing? And so I think that over time you also get better at asking and how to ask well, and how to reach out to people. Cold calling, it's kind of a sad way to say it, but yeah, I think 1 out of 15 is probably an accurate number.
But also, right, your career's growing, right? The more you're playing, right, and you're getting a following, and you're putting out new music, and you're doing all that. So
yeah,
you're not the same artist you were, 2 months ago when you're.
That's a great point. Yeah. So that's a really good point, because every time I would play somewhere, and sometimes I would get really cool opportunities where there was, I can think of one. There was this group in Dallas called Tacos and Tunes, and they would have these huge shows at these really cool locations, and they would have a professional videography team come in and take video and lots of photos. And I got booked to do that, which was awesome. And by the way, I think even for that, it was a pretty long time between my initial email and like actually getting to do it. And when I finally did get to do it, I got this great package of content with a video and lots of great photos. And those were things that I used, when I started reaching out to other places. And so that kind of, it's like any business, I guess, you build on top of small successes, and, over time you allow the, one win, one yes to lead to hopefully another win and another yes. And so, I think I never really thought about that way.
What keeps you going in a year and a half? I mean, are there times you're like, okay, it's time to go back, or?
Man, no. In fact, I just got done, yesterday I drove back into town. I did a really great weekend in a little place in East Texas called Emerald Bay. And it's mostly an older community. And some friends of mine booked me to come out and play in this backyard, and there was probably 90 people there. And it's a gated community built around a golf course and lots of golfers, and so it's real hot, and everyone started showing up in their golf carts, like parking on this big lawn, and I played for 2.5 hours, which is a long, like no breaks.
Wow. That's a long time.
It's a long time. It's a long time with no breaks. You do a 4-hour set a lot of times, but
Right.
you often will get multiple breaks in that. But we were just having a good time, and didn't want to stop. And I was playing, a lot of songs that I'd written, and I'm thankful for that. But I also played a lot of James Taylor and some songs that I knew that they would be familiar with. And I'll send you a picture when we're done talking. But just lots of people hanging out, holding hands, having a sense of reprieve. It's been a difficult couple of years, and I think people are thirstier now than they've ever been for community and for the kind of community that art can facilitate. And so, man, I remember looking out at those golf carts. It sounds silly, but and seeing those people out there holding hands and getting red-eyed, and thinking to myself, like, this is a service, and this is something that I can offer these people who have completely different stories, completely different backgrounds, and hopefully it leads to something good for them. But the more I do it, the more sold out I think I get. So I'm already winning. I'm already, in my mind, a huge success, just because I think I get to do that on a regular basis, and I'm sure you can relate. Anybody who does this kind of stuff, there are nights where it feels like work, and there are nights where it just feels like you're on top of the world.
Yep.
And
I see what's going.
I try to remind myself that regardless of how I feel, there's, even if it's one person, like, there's someone here who maybe hearing that James Taylor song, like, gives them a sense of comfort, solace, and maybe a song that I wrote. Hearing that James Taylor song, like, gives them a sense of comfort, solace, and maybe a song that I wrote motivates them to forgive someone or to ask for forgiveness, and those are things that I couldn't imagine doing something different than that, and so obviously, like, I love to see it grow, and I love to play for big crowds, but like I said earlier, I think a real key to mental health and to meaningful success is having that why continue to be your compass and your North Star. So, like, 2 nights ago, I played for these wonderful people in this little community, and that was something that, even if that's my ceiling, even if I only did that for the rest of my life, I feel like that's a life well spent. And so that makes me just want to do it more and more and more, and to continue to grow it more and more. So, yeah, I don't think there's any big changes as far as career. I think I found the thing that I feel a sense of calling and purpose in, and I just want to continue to dive, into that as much as I can.
I love it. I absolutely love it. On this show, we always talk about your purple road, finding your purple road. I think we have, right? Circle that why.
Yeah.
Hit that little circle, put the why in there, and answer that question. One of the things, the other thing I want to talk about, I told you I went to music school, and one of the trickiest parts to it, and you're figuring your way through it, is playing original music and playing cover music, and doing that, right? And it's tough, because everyone wants to hear James Taylor, but you also want to get your music out. How have you been able to? I know you've told me you've been able to turn that needle a little bit to playing more and more of your music. Yeah, sure.
So that needle you're talking about is basically, when I look at my taxes, when I look at my statements, essentially 70% of my income comes from acting as a hired entertainer. So a private event or a venue will book me to come out and do, 4 hours, 3 hours of live music, and normally they want something specific, like country or 70s singer-songwriter. And so I have a nice bank of songs that are written by Merle Haggard, James Taylor, Carly Simon, Tom Petty, all these people that I really love. And, I make a living doing that. And then 30% of my income comes from doing the art that I've created and written on my own, so streaming revenue, Patreon revenue, doing concerts. So that's streaming revenue, Patreon revenue, doing concerts where it's exclusively original music, selling stickers and T-shirts and things like that, And so over time, I've seen that I've gotten to do more and more things as an artist and have had to do less and less as a hired entertainer. And so that's kind of a metric that I used to see if am I making the right shifts and tweaks to the way I'm creating and booking, and that helps me kind of keep an eye on, because sometimes it gets discouraging and like you said, you get tired and it feels like work. But if I know that each year I'm moving more and more into full-time artistry and not necessarily full-time, entertainment, that's a metric that I think has become a healthy one for if I'm moving in the right direction or not. And to be honest, there's a friend in town, Bubba Bellin, a really great songwriter, really great steel guitar player. And we were hanging out, and I was kind of telling him how I was feeling a little burnt out, playing all these restaurants, all these bars and long sets and people yelling out songs I don't know how to play. And he just reminded me, he listed off all these names. He said Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard, all these famous musicians. They spent years playing honky tonks and dance halls, playing other people's music. And he said every single time that you play a cover, you're learning what a good song sounds like. And every time you play, maybe because I'll do originals at restaurants and bars and things like that. And that's often how I make new friends and fans that will come to the more artistic shows. And I love the way that those play off of each other. But, every time I play a James Taylor song and someone starts crying or like says, "Oh, that's my favorite song," I'm learning. I'm thinking and learning. What is it about that? What is?
Come right back. I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. I was about to do something real fast for food to eat. Just a reminder, after this episode of LJPCBM Reacts, there will be a dinner time episode for you guys out there. So that's coming up next, right after this LJPCBM Reacts episode. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? So we got for us.
What is it about that song that this person has such a connection with? What can I learn from these songs? And so I try to look at it that way, and I think it's helped me to take more joy in those that part of it. But yeah, I love doing both of them. But down the road, I see myself doing art full time and performing the songs that I've written full time. And that would be that's the next mountain. They say the top of one mountain is the bottom of another, and there's a long time where being a full-time musician was a complete dream to me. And now that that's become kind of the floor, I think when I look forward, I think, oh man, if I could just do original music, and not have to play these 4-hour bar gigs, that would be a wild dream. And but I've seen one dream come true, and so why wouldn't another? And so just trying to continue to move down that path.
Well, and just believing, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta. It sounds like you've already believed you're gonna be there, and.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I do. I believe it.
I don't think there's any question. I can tell that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to talk about Amplify 817.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have a connection to that too. The Fort Worth Public Library Foundation is very near and dear to my heart because my wife is the CEO of it.
Oh wow! Wow. Okay.
Also, the Fort Worth Library. I know Teresa Davis and Manya Shore, and
yep.
To me, it's such an incredible program. The second Andrea had told me about it, I was like, oh my goodness gracious, boy, do we need this. Fort Worth is such a talented city. You and I have had this discussion. And this is a program that gives back to musicians and really lets you get your music out there. So can you explain a little bit about what Amplify 817 is?
Yeah, I'll do my best. And honestly, we could talk about this for an entire hour. But
I tried to give at least 15 minutes that we could talk about this.
I love it so much. So yeah, Amplify 817 is a part of I believe it's the Visit Fort Worth. It's essentially a movement of Fort Worth creatives. Obviously, it's a part of the Fort Worth Library Foundation. It's really their program. It's an attempt to identify, highlight, and empower local musicians in the city of Fort Worth, because there's so much incredible talent here. And when you look at all the things that are happening in Fort Worth with all the growth and people moving here, there already was such a great and strong music culture, and now that the city has grown, that culture has just been, stoked and continue to grow. And so Amplify 817 basically is trying to make sure that the city is aware of all the incredible, Fort Worth homegrown music that exists. And so I've benefited greatly from them. They do all kinds of stuff. The two of the things I can think of is they have the Amplify 817 online streaming service. And so they have all of these curated artists that are based out of Fort Worth that you can listen to for free if you have a library card, which is
Hamilton, is it hard? We want whatever that was. Look, I can't remember the lyrics in the library card solving Arthur. Continue on, anyway.
a great way if you're someone who's new to the city or just lived here and you want to get more involved, more informed. Amplify 817 gives you a streaming service to hear not everyone, but a large part of the music culture here. And then they also do a lot of events. They did a showcase, and they still are doing a showcase. It's the third Sunday of every month. They'll do a showcase at Tulips where they do a show featuring featuring a Fort Worth local artist. And the cool thing about that is, I got to do one of those, and it was a packed room at one of my favorite venues, and it was so soul filling for me because they asked me intentionally. They said, like, we're not hiring you to do a bunch of covers, like to play for a background music. Like, we want to showcase the songs you've written, the art you've created. That's what Amplify 817 is about. And they gave me a platform to show my songs and to, play what I had written for a really incredible group of people. And, Teresa Davis, at this point, it feels like a giant community, kind of like family. And so there's just always new things going on with how do we get the rest of the world to see what's happening here in Fort Worth. And I feel so thankful to be a part of it. And it's something that I don't think exists in many other cities. And
yeah, exactly.
We talked about this briefly when we met, but when I lived out of my car, honestly, I was really thinking about, do I want to uproot and plant roots in a new city? Like, I have friends in Nashville who are doing well, friends in LA who are doing well, friends in New York, and even Sydney, Nova Scotia, all these places. And the more I traveled and went to these cities, the more I really was able to see how great of a culture exists in Fort Worth. Even though Fort Worth isn't as big or have necessarily all the same resources or connections these other places have, there's something really special and unique happening in Fort Worth, and I really, really wanted to be a part of it. So when I started to make enough money to sign a lease, I knew that Fort Worth was the place I wanted to do it, and Amplify 817 is a huge, huge part of why there's been such a growth in the music culture here in Fort Worth.
Wow.
It's so cool because they try to get you all paid.
Yeah, they do. Oh, yeah.
There's a huge part of it right there. It's like Spotify for Fort Worth, which I think is so cool. As you mentioned, the library card, that's all you need is a library card.
Yeah. It's like, for example, and I was going to mention too, having fun isn't hard when you got yourself a library card. That's it. Okay. Now I got it now. Let's continue on.
I love that the library is finding other ways, right? It's not the importance of books, absolutely. But the library is finding other ways, right? It's not the importance of books, absolutely. But doing the music as well, I think is so cool.
Yeah.
And it is one of the most, we know the importance of community and diversity, and boy, all the artists. I mean, there's every type of, you've got your country, your singer-songwriter, and hip-hop, and rap, and jazz.
Yeah, electronic music, DJs, indie band.
Heavy metal. Don't forget about heavy metal, classic rock. That type of thing. Continue on.
It's rock and roll bands. It's every genre you think of, there's someone in Fort Worth doing it. And I mentioned this, one of my favorite things about that is, in Atlanta and LA, in a lot of these music cities, there's like a sound. Like, people will talk to you about the LA sound or the Nashville sound. And there's often, the cities are so big that, genres will have their kind of own cultures and their own groups, people that empower each other and encourage each other. And then if you're not in that group, you kind of, I need to find like this other group that does my kind of music. And one of the really beautiful things about Fort Worth is, you know, we all are in the same group, you know, and so you'll see a hip hop artist come to someone's singer-songwriter show, you know, and sit down and have a drink and listen. And then you'll see like singer-songwriters show up to someone's DJ set or someone's rock show or someone's hip-hop show. And so,
which I'm not a huge fan of hip-hop. Sorry, continue on.
I get really encouraged seeing that is, you know, you go to these here Fort Worth mixers or these Amplify 817 events, and no matter who's performing, you're going to see a real diverse arrangement of people who are doing all kinds of different expressions of art and music. And that's something that I think makes Fort Worth unique. And, you know, in fact, I had someone ask me, someone who is a friend of mine in Nashville was asking me, like, well, what's the scene in Fort Worth?
Hold on, I can't hear a thing. Hang on.
Someone who is a friend of mine in Nashville was asking me, like, well, what's the scene in Fort Worth? You know, like, what's the Fort Worth sound? And I said, there's really not a Fort Worth sound. And that's our identity, is that there's a real rich diversity of music, and people make art in Fort Worth, and everyone understands that if one of us does well, it's better for the rest of us, you know. So if Lou Charles does great, if It's Ernie does well, if Yokio, the DJ duo, does well, like, that's going to help my career, you know. And I think that attitude is shared by all the musicians of Fort Worth, and that's something that I really
go on.
All the musicians of Fort Worth, and that's something that I really am glad I get to be a part of.
I have been to a few of the performances, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
They're just, the different artists are amazing. Amplify, the artists is just, they're all so dang talented. And you just sit there and go, how in the world do not more people know about this artist? And I know they're adding all the time, and more people know about this artist. And I know they're adding all the time. I know they add several times a year. They add 4 or 5 new artists by 817.
I see them posting on Instagram, and I'll notice every few weeks it seems like there's a couple of people being added, and that's exciting.
Yeah, and I think it was 2 years ago when they did, maybe last year when they did the New Year's Eve performance.
Oh, wow. Okay, New Year's Eve performance on Rock New Year's Eve, for example, Dick Clark, something like that. Continue on.
Do you remember that?
I actually didn't get to go to that, but Teresa and I were just talking about it, because Grant, one of my friends, was one of the artists who performed at that.
So it is such a cool program. Links to everything will be all over Purple Road. So you'll be able to find all about Joseph, Amplify, all of these different programs. So, you know, I always kind of end up the shows. What's next? Where are you going next? What's your next plan?
Yeah, so I've been recording and putting out music as fast as I possibly can. And so there's a Fort Worth-based distributor called Smith Music, and DJ is a really great guy. He shows up to the mixers, and he really he makes a point to really encourage the local musicians here. And his advice to me was to put out a song every 4 to 6 weeks. And he told me that would benefit me when you look at the way some of these algorithms work for the streaming services. And so I am putting out a song every 4 weeks. I'm putting out something, and then once I have 10 songs, I'm gonna compile all of that and release it as an album. And just continue to promote those songs that I'm releasing, and trying to write songs that are even better. So, you know, every time I put out something, every time I write something, celebrating that it got finished and released, and then trying to think, well, what could I do to, you know, write something that touches on something different, or maybe is more well written, has a nicer melody, better mix, whatever it is. So, that's it. I'm trying to put out as much music as I possibly can, and hopefully people will connect with it and listen to it.
Well, I love that. And I also noticed a guitar right there.
Oh, this whole thing? Yeah.
Wow.
You know, if you're on Purple Road, you gotta play something. So we would love to hear something.
Sure. I'll play a song I wrote called 25.
Oh, wow.
This is a song that came out just a few weeks ago. I put it out on my 30th birthday.
Oh, wow. You're now 33 as I'm taping this right now, but I'm 30 as I'm taping this. I just turned 30 as I'm taping this episode of LJ Reacts. So, more power to you. So, you're 3 years older than me, Joseph. Wow. Continue on.
It's funny. It's a song about getting older, and you know, I remember being told all the time, you know, when you're in your 20s, it's the best time of your life, and you know, these are the best years. And I remember thinking, you know, my early 20s were kind of chaotic, and so I hope that wasn't my best. So I wrote a song about the joy of getting older, and you know, it's funny. I played at that event in Emerald Bay in East Texas, and mostly older folks. And I played that song and told the story. And as soon as I was done, I heard this older voice yell out, "Do you got one for 75?" And so I'm working on that one, I guess. But this is 25.
Okay, makes sense. There we go. Okay, there we go.
Thank God I'm not 25 anymore.
That's good.
Thank God I'm not 25 anymore. I missed the flights out to New York, but I think that season's run its course. Thank God I'm not 25 anymore.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm not 25 anymore. Thank God I'm not 25 anymore. There's a voice that I can't ignore saying, don't run like you did before. Thank God I'm not 25 anymore. Do you ever want what you can't have? Say a thing you can't take back. I promise if you have, you're not alone. Bow my head, begin to pray. I'm getting better every day at turning this old house into a home. Thank God I'm not 25 anymore. Thank God I'm not 25 anymore.
That was a good song.
Thank God I'm not 25 anymore. A crack of light through an open door. Slow dancing on our kitchen floor, thinking, thank God we're not 25. Thank God we're not 25. Thank God I'm not 25 anymore.
Love it.
Yeah, Carrie, I agree with you. Proud of that.
Thank you.
I love it. In fact, I've been listening to it in the car. It's a great
Thank you.
song. How can we? Are you putting out notices when you put new songs out? Social media?
I do. Everything is Joe Patnev, my first, middle, and last name, JoePatnev. So at Joe Patnev for Instagram, Facebook, all that. JoePatnev.com. That's like an online business card. You can find all the music, and then Spotify, Joseph Neville. So I'd love to, hopefully have some new people hear some new songs. And
We will send it
hopefully-
out there. It'll be all over. If you didn't get it right there, you'll get it through social media and everything that we do. I can't even tell you. Just a pleasure. I'm so glad that we met. It's been a pleasure
same.
talking to you. And we're going to work on some other things. So
Yes, please. It's so nice to meet you. I'm so thankful that we get to do this. So thank you for everything that you've done for letting me be a part of this. So thank you.
well, it's just been a pleasure. And we will have to catch up with you later and see where things go.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
And thank you for watching Purple Roads. Remember to keep your eyes, ears, and heart open, and you'll find your purple road.
That was Purple Roads Podcast, episode number 105. Joseph Neville, educator, musician. What do you think about this episode? It was amazing. Amazing episode, and what am I gonna say about it? No, lots of words. Anyway, without that man. So far, this episode was a success. Anyways, guys, that was the LJPCBM Reacts up at 1,720. Hope you enjoyed. There's gonna be another LJPCBM Reacts episode on play along video by Jason Plus, aka my Jesse Mack, on Barney and Friends play along on episode 130 on Gone Fishing. Coming up next, there will be a brand new episode of Dare Time on episode number 248 on not only Mexican restaurant food, but I'm also gonna eat something very fresh for a mix between the both Mexican restaurant food and pizza. But anyway, now excuse me, I gotta get ready for dinner because that's coming up next here on my main channel, and I gotta get ready for a reaction video to a play along video because that's something that we're gonna do after this is over. So there you go on that. Till next time, so join us, my baby. What LJPCBM because we're soon say out. See ya.
Given unto me this life I'll never take for granted, and given all the time I failed to really understand it, I never sought to meet the maker of reality, the one who gave the life that which is always happening, but I tried all the time. I ask, why me? Why was I the one to see things as I do under the moonlight and the sun? Perception is the question, and the giver holds the key. But the
Hello guys, so Jerry speaking. Welcome to Dare Time OJ Pizza Squad number 248. Originally have some Mexican restaurant food, but we have decided to have pizza for Pizza Hut tonight. Just a reminder, there will not be a lunchtime episode tomorrow nor Saturday, and then Dare Time episodes tomorrow through Saturday. There will be the two shows Sunday and Monday, so there you go on that. But we're gonna have pizza tonight for dinner. So let's have it down, shall we? So we got for us. Bonus dinner time for you guys out there. This is 248 of dinner time for you guys. Giving this 10 out of 10 overall. That was the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Soon it's going to be another brand new episode of LJPCBM Reacts, episode 1721, which will be about play a wall of gone fishing from my good friend Jason Pleasant, aka my Jesse Back. Till next time, suggest my baby. We can more videos from soon. Say out. See ya. Hello guys, so Jerry speaking. Welcome to LJPCBM Reacts, episode number 1721. Today back to Barney and Friends Play Along, episode 30, Gone Fishing. Be at this begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hang on. Okay, I skipped through all the past videos. Here we go.
Hey guys, before we start this video, if you want me to send you a personal video or a shout out, be sure to check me out at direct.me and send in your request. Link is in the description below.
Okay. Adjusting my entertainment. There we go. Yeah. I didn't skip everything, so.
Hey, what's going on, my MJM Nation? This is your boy, my Jazzy Mac, and if you'd like to support my future content for this channel, be sure to become a patron today at www.patreon.com/MJM Entertainment. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification icon to get notified with new content every 2 weeks. Thank you for watching, and please enjoy the video.
Okay. Follow video. Hang on. Pause. Okay. The following video is suitable for all ages 5 and up. Parents are welcome to watch your children ages 2 to 4. Continue on. Anyway. ownership credit of the original content belong to the Lions Group, not Story Media Group. Continue on. And he's almost at the 31,000 subscribers for taping this right now. This is my judgment presents play along. Here we go. Anyway. Boyfriends play along. Okay? Good enough? Wow. Wait. What is that? Jay's, excuse me. Jay's off screen for the song. Please stand by. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna react to this another time. Continue on. Well, okay. Makes sense. Well, okay. Wow. Jason. Wow. 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 Dogfish and play a while. Okay, makes sense. Wow. Okay.
I nearly made that one, Bart.
Oh, hang on. TikTok, I don't use TikTok that much at a time. Sorry.
Let's see how I do with this one.
Wow.
I made it, Barney.
Oh, and I've really need to join that page one, so if you want to, Jason, yeah, sometime next year, because I will be joining that thing. Continue on, anyway. Well, okay.
This would be
Wait. Okay, Bucket, yeah, never mind. I'll shut up. Continue on.
more fun if I had someone to play with. I wonder where everyone is.
Okay. Wow.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Jason. What are you doing up there? I'm playing a game. Come on up.
Wow.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, Jace.
What's
up, Jace?
I think I'll take a shortcut. Come on, follow me. Okay.
Yeah, follow here, there we go. Continue on. Anyway. Wait. No, yeah, I saw this episode before. They try to lives in Windows? Yeah, I saw this. Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Pizza. Cool. I don't know how to play. Okay.
Alright, okay.
It's like separate and if you go back to one of the Boyfriends episodes, you mean by taking turns. Continue on.
Alright, well, let's give me a shot. Come on, you can do it. Oh, so close. Oh, you almost got that one.
You are so close.
Nice.
How about if we all take turns?
Yes.
Okay. You can go first one.
Hold up, is that a cat? Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that was his cat, okay.
That's all we need. Hey, it looks like I'm last, but there's an extra ring.
Yeah, Ethan, okay.
Hey, big guy.
You want to play ring tossing with Barney?
Thank you, Juan. I'd love to play. Ring toss is one of my favorite games.
Mine too.
Wow.
And Juan is going first.
That's great. Taking turns makes it more fun for everybody.
So true.
Wow.
Too, right?
Oh, we take turns.
Oh, we take turns.
It's cool each day.
It's cool each day. That makes it fun.
Work or play.
Work or play. Oh, we take turns. It's cool each day. That makes it fun. Work or play. Oh, we take turns. It's cool each day.
Wow.
Oh, we take turns. We're helping out. Because that's what friends are all about. So we take turns. We're helping out. Because that's what friends are all about. So we take turns. We're helping out.
Wow.
Taking turns is more fun.
Oh, we take turns. Oh, we take turns. So long. fun. So we'll have fun. And we include everyone. Everyone. Always take turns. So we'll all have fun. And we include everyone. Always take turns. So we'll all have fun. Always take turns. So we'll all have fun. And we include everyone.
It's good enough.
Always take turns. Always take turns. So we'll all have fun.
Oh, you okay over there? Yeah, it was a dance move. Okay. Yeah, that. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah. This bot thing is just trying to hit him for some reason. What's going on?
Oh, careful, Jason.
Yeah. Try to warn him and say what's going on.
Sometimes I like to have a toy or a game all to myself.
Oh, that's okay, one. It's okay to play by yourself, but when you have your friends with you, taking turns can be fun too. Yeah.
What if we take turns deciding what we play today?
Yeah, that's a good idea there, Julie.
Yeah. Taking turns. Would you like to choose first one?
Thanks, Barney.
Alright.
I know. This dream reminds me of when my family went to an ocean park.
Ocean Park is a great reminder of that. Yeah.
There were some dolphins there that could take us to great big rings. I don't wait for time at an ocean park.
Oh, that's so fun!
Jason.
Just a joke.
Into the ocean park. What was it like? It was really neat. There was a water show with a really big whale and a train went all around the park.
What's the best part about the ocean park?
They had a big protection. We got to play all over. Hey!
Really protection.
And play peacocking.
Yeah. Come on, everybody, let's see what we can find.
We got this on the body bag.
Come on, let's look.
Let's get a look.
Oh, body bag? What's happened to anything?
Come on, guys. Alright. Let me get those here.
Yeah, I got these.
It's like a treasure island, okay.
I wish I had a pirate name to share with everyone. 'Cause if I did, then we would have a treasure hunt for fun. We're going on a treasure. We'll raise the flag and then we'll sail the seas far beyond. 'Cause if I had a pirate name to share with everyone.
Hunting you will go, we're going on a treasure. Hunting you will go. Ooh, glasses.
Hunting you will go. We're going on a treasure hunt. Hunting you will go.
Wow, that was nice.
Ahoy, ladies! You all did a super duper job making a spaceship.
Hey, just look.
You're ready to head for the high seas.
There's one last thing we need to do.
What's that, Julie?
We need to choose a captain for our ship.
Then I think Barney should be a captain. Good idea, Jason.
Well, Captain Bunny, I got a surprise for you. Here's a captain's whistle.
Wow.
Hey, listen to me, Barney, blow a tune.
Oh, yeah.
No. Whistle some more.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I know.
Wow.
Not bad.
You're really good, Barney. You didn't even use.
That wasn't Barney whistling. No.
Wow.
Hey, it's Big Barney.
Wow.
Sure, climb aboard. We're just about ready to set sail.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Julie? I'm steering the ship. Oh, I want to steer too. Me too. We could take turns.
That's the spirit.
Solid.
You're ready, Bob. Why don't we go first? Oh, thank you.
We're ready then. Tommy, trim the sheet. Michael, bring the ship now. Ahoy, ladies, it's time to set sail. Sailing, sailing over the bounding main. For many a
Wow, that was nice.
Okay, thru. Who's ready to roll out? Jesus.
My blankie lies over the ocean. My blankie lies over the sea. My blankie lies over the ocean.
Well, that was nice.
Oh, bring back my blankie to me.
Bring back, bring back,
Oh, bring back my blankie to me, to me.
bring back, bring back.
Oh, bring back my blankie to me. Anything with the anything interesting on our trip party?
If you use your imagination, you can see lots of interesting things. Ahoy, Big J! Have you spotted any other ships or sea animals?
Not yet, Jason.
Oh, there's nothing out there but the deep blue sea.
Wow.
A sailor and
To see, more we go see, all that we go see, what's the bottom of the deep blue sea, my sailor went to see, more we go see, all that we go see, what's the bottom of the deep blue sea.
Hold it, hold it! I know that the sea is dead up here, but so is the music.
Don't you even interrupt that song, okay? That rude. Hold it. That was catchy? Huh? Why? You like it, Jason? Okay, let's continue on.
Come on, let it up.
Alright, you asked for it. Hit it, Horace!
Wow.
Jeez, I hate that saying.
If you watch this, people House of Mouse, because I love, House of Mouse. I grew up with Disney back in the day. To be honest with you, folks, before we continue on, I'm a huge, Disney fanatic, you know, from Recess, Weekenders, Lloyd in Space, Pepper Ann, so many other shows I care more about as a kid. It was great shows, you know, this is making more sense anyway. Ugh, excuse me. But yeah, they're great shows to watch as a kid, but they're, especially House of Mouse and Teacher's Pet, and Aaron's like Kim Possible, American Dragon, Jake Long, per se, and other shows. They're great shows on Disney, but hit Horace, and then just hit that. It's childhood to me. Continue on. Good job.
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
I think I see something.
What is it, BJ?
BJ?
What?
What is it? I don't know.
Or maybe who it could be.
Who?
Is it a what or a who? Oh, I know that jingle.
That song you were singing reminds me of a story.
It's still
Played by the late Phyllis Curio. Oh man! If Jason's watches right now, oh man, Yeah, that was very odd. Yeah, I know that familiar face from somewhere. And if you watch the Shireen, when I first met you, you kind of remind me of that face, you know? Yeah, the way Phyllis Cheerio, you know? I assume that Stella look like my good friend, co-worker Shireen Johnson. So to me, it was, you know. But anyway, let's continue on.
Everyone, that's how they say hello in Tahiti. It's a beautiful tropical island. I just visited one. I had a wonderful story about the sea there. It's called The Fisherman and His Wife. Would you like to hear it?
Sorry.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. It's a fisherman and also anyway. Okay, Stella. Maybe I itch my beer a little bit, but wow. Yeah, also 250th like for this play along. Yeah, watch Jason. Over 250 likes for you. Continue on.
Surprising. All day and he hadn't caught anything.
Wow.
Suddenly, he got the camera on the line. And he reeled up a shiny fish.
Wow.
This was no one.
Yeah, it was played by Ray Henry, who did this puppet, so let me check out who's right about this puppet. Let me see. Ray Henry. Yeah. No, Barney Wiki. Yeah, it was a wrong one celebrity. No, he played similar characters as Barney. No, I'm looking at Barney Wiki, and this is an episode from 1995, year I was born, but it was a stellar episode from, it's called Gold Fishing. No, come on, really? Yeah, Going Fishing, there we go. Episode number, where is it? Going Fishing, there we go. Where is it? There we go, Going Fishing, there we go. Episode 12. Came out just days after I was, just a month or a month after I was born? Really? Very nifty. I'm not looking at the songs, I'm looking at the cast. Do I say I have to look at the cast? Oh, it's before puppeteered by Jetson. I was close. Okay. So yeah, I met him in 2019. He was a great puppeteer, so, and puppet designer, and since waiting for Santa, you know, it was a great friend of mine to know him. So let's continue on. Yeah, it's not Ray Henry, so he did the Burn Boy River City. He'll get to that in a momentarily. But he did the first annual one on the cell phone, but, you know, let's continue on.
Reeled up a shiny fish.
Wow.
This was no ordinary fish. No. Please, let me go, said the fish. I'm really an enchanted prince. Fish can't talk. You must be an enchanted prince. So the fisherman let the fish go.
Wow.
The fisherman went home to the tiny old rundown shack where he lived with his wife. Didn't you catch anything? She scolded him. Only one fish, he said, but it was an enchanted prince, so I let him go. An enchanted prince? Why didn't you wish for something? She said. What would I wish for? We have all we need. Said the wife. This shack is tiny and old. Go back and ask the fish. Tell him that I want a nice house with a pretty garden all around.
Ow. My beard's killing me, so yeah, I'm gonna have to trim this beard. My mom needs to trim my beard up. She's watching this right now. But anyway, let's continue on.
Let him go. Want a nice house with a pretty garden all around. And since you let him go, he will be happy to grant my wish.
Wow.
So the fisherman went back to the sea and he called. Little fishy in the sea, please swim up and talk to me. My wife has pushed me out the door to come and ask for something more. The fish popped up. Why do you call me? He said. My wife wants a nice house with a pretty garden all around. Go home, said the fish. Your wife has her wish. Sure enough, the fisherman went home to a nice house with a pretty garden all around. But soon, the wife wanted even more. This house is too small, she said. Go back to the fish and tell him I want to live in a big castle with tall, tall towers.
You know, it kind of reminds me of Walt Disney castles to me, so to be honest, yes, it makes more sense. Anyway, I'll be right back because my beer's hurt me so badly. Stand by. I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. I did not know what's going on, but as requested by my mom, she said, she's told me this. We'll do it in the morning and things like that, but I'm so sorry. My beer needs to be trimmed in the morning, so I can't do it to let it go, so, but, you know, I'll have to be like this in the middle and in the rest of my reaction video. So in the meantime, I will have to drink my bottle. So it's just probably beer in my Mexican food, so not Mexican food, but maybe, it is Mexican food, but probably, it's probably cheese dip, a lot of cheese dip, and probably some huge tortilla chips all over the place. So I was eating that after I was done with dinner tonight. Go check out my dinner time episode sometime tonight on my main channel. I'll upload it after I get done reacting to a video. So anyway, I'm gonna open this bottle and we'll continue on, okay? And we'll just play right there. Stand by. Okay, now I'm back. Okay, I got the bottle open and I can't stand my teeth anymore. Okay, let's continue on now.
This is a nice house. We have all we need, said the fisherman. But he went anyway, as his wife demanded. Oh, boy. Back to the sea, he called. Little fishy in the sea, please come out and talk to me. My wife has kicked me out the door to come and ask for something more.
Wow.
What is it now? Said the fish. My wife wants to live in a big castle with tall, tall towers. She shall have it, snorted the fish. The fisherman went home to a big castle with tall, tall towers and lots of service to bring them everything they wanted.
That was nice. That was nice. Even though it's a castle and it doesn't want to come home to the pond or anything lake related. Like, why castles? Continue on.
Hi, wife. You get pretty crazy. But your wife wasn't happy. More?
Oh! What did she say?
But your wife wasn't happy. More?
Wait. What did she say in the original? Hang on. I'm gonna search it right now. Gone fishing. Just a normal episode. I don't want to go over the play along percent. No, come on. YouTube. Thank you. And, I'm not gonna look at the reactions. No. From Blocking Lobster. So no. I'm searching Gone Fishing. Figure this out. Stand by, folks. No, Barney. Anyway. Stand by, folks. Be right back. Okay. I'm back, folks. I just had to see what she said in the original cut. Here it is.
The fisherman went home to a big castle with tall towers and lots of servants to bring them everything they wanted. But still, the wife wasn't happy.
Oh. Hang on. But still, the wife wasn't happy. Oh! That's what she said! Okay. So it's on, thanks to, courtesy of our friend Barney YouTube channel, but anyway, and she said, and then they said more? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, let's continue on before I get stubborn. Okay.
More? Wait, more? Go back and tell the fish that I want all the land around the castle, as far as the eye can see. The fisherman was sad.
Oh, you're telling me. Mm-hmm.
Good wife, we have more than we need. Go, she shouted. And the fisherman went back to the sea and called, little fishy in the sea, please swim up and talk to me. My wife has pushed me out before. I asked for something more. The fish was very angry. Wow.
You're killing me, right? You're killing me. I'm sorry, but the fish was angry. I haven't seen the whole episode of this episode of Barney and Friends, but the fish was angry? Oh. My God. Man. It was just an angry portion, yeah. Yeah, it was a puppet, you know. Let's continue on. Anyway, before I get, I don't get too messed up. Anyway, let's continue on. Anyway.
Fish was very angry. Wow. What do you want now? He said. My wife would like to have all the land around the castle as far as the eye can see. Well, let me tell you something, said the fish. I am a prince and not a fish. You come to me for every wish. Now learn a lesson here indeed. Don't ask for more than what you need.
Wow, this fisherman over here in this story. Oh, man. I never seen that story to go someplace with this fish. I mean, if I was my stepdad who's watching this right now, he'll be, I have to say this in this episode of LJPCBM. He'll be pissed off, you know? I'm sorry, but he'll be start raving mad the whole entire thing at this whole fish, you know, seeing here puppeteered by Jess Nelson. You know, I'm just saying that. Oh, man, excuse me, I just burped in my water in my throat. But anyway, and thank God my throat, my beer is going to be messed up. Anyway, in all seriousness, though, I was just like, why bother showing up the Elvis Fish being angry? I'm like, I mean, seriously, my stepdad told me at one stage, and this is happening like years ago. I mean, it was like during my time making the film back in, it was like back in 2009. It's right before, during the time I was doing Crazy Bunch 1 username at the time. This is way before Crazy Bunch 1. This is before I created the name Luce62895 Productions LLC with Remix Promise, a co-founder with this channel. and this is way after way before Expedition 94, which is originally not owned by my good friend Marshall Brown, but it's all now owned by me. But I mean, I was like this, okay? I was very good at catching fish. Used to do it. I don't do that anymore. I catch some fish, but at the time like this, you know, this is so 2007 and 2009. I filmed some stuff with used to be back in the day with my, I don't remember the name, but it was mini DV tapes, you know, at the time. So I want to digitalize these, but these are all some of these are trash, you know. I don't have these anymore, some of them. So there you go. But then years later, I wanted to digitalize these, but you know, but I couldn't. But and 2009 was the year I had to catch more fish. But sadly, I don't do that anymore. So I branch out of that and focus on film, TV content. So there you go. If you watch that, but life goes easy. So there you go. But for this fish, he'll be, like I said, again I have to say it, he'll be pissed off at that fish who was being angry with by castles and other things. But come on, you know. Continue on.
And the fisherman went home, and what do you think he found?
What?
What? The beautiful big castle with the tall, tall towers, and all of the servants were gone.
Oh! Oh, God! Sorry, my glasses are blurry, so now, okay. I can't, so my glasses are, if I wanted to do a reaction like this, it's too blurry, so you have to see me with glasses in some one of the episodes, but it is too, I'm sorry, but the towers are gone? Really? Anyway, let's continue on.
And the fisherman's wife sat in a tiny, old, run-down shack that they had shared for many years. And that is where they live to this very day. The end.
Okay, so the fishing rod. That was a bit of a happy ending. You know, kind of. You know, that's just me.
Thank you, Philip, for telling us such a super deep story.
Yeah. Well, I must be going. Now. That's how they say goodbye in TV.
Oh! Makes sense, okay.
Stories. I'll see you soon.
Bye,
See ya.
Jeez, I just love that door!
Me too.
You know, hate to interrupt this kid at this point, but that door, yeah, I love that door, you know, from Stella. But at that point, yeah, season 3 to 6 vibes to the point of Best of Bonnie vibes, it kind of like that, you know, because it kind of makes sense to me because I love Stella to death, but sadly Phyllis Jerry, the actress, died, but God rest her soul. But you know, it kind of makes sense because it reminds me of that. The legacy lives on. And let's continue on.
Love that door!
Me too.
Yeah.
Good story, Jason. And it's honest not to be.
I wish
For more than we need.
Right?
Everybody, that's
gives me an idea.
an idea for what we could play next. See if you can guess what I'm doing. I don't know.
Catching fish or something?
Nope.
Find the kite. Going to baseball.
Nope.
Nope.
Find the kite.
Wrong again.
I know. Fishing. You're fishing.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to let you know. That catching fish, be more specific. Okay, I'll shut up. Continue on.
You guessed it.
No, it's men! Jason, it's men, duh.
We should all go fishing.
You guessed
Oh, no, I wasn't wrong. Play a wrong member. Okay, it's Michael said it wrong. It's hang on.
I know, fishing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, somebody said it wrong. It was men who said fishing. Okay.
Fishing.
Right, you guessed it.
Oh, yeah.
We should all go fishing.
And see what we can catch. Whoa!
Yeah. That's what I thought. Anyway, well, I'm sorry, Jason. My bad. Anyway, I'll come right back. Stand by. I have to fix these glasses. Welcome back. I'm so sorry. I just came back from... What I was laughing at right now is Big Brother. And then the host, and then I was like, please cast your vote to event. And then someone said, I'd like to cast you event the host's underwear. I'm like, and then mom's like, started to laugh, you know? And then she'll be like, and then we'll be freaked out going, I'm sorry, folks. I couldn't resist, folks, but, oh, God. You can't have Big Brother out these, humor, you know? But, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm back now, but let's just continue on.
Look a good plan.
Let's go fishing, everybody.
Now, listen, people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let him go again. Why did you let him go? Because he bit my finger so. Which finger did he bite? This little finger on the right.
Oh, that finger, okay. That pinky, okay.
They're coming.
Oh, man, that was a good fish. Oh, right there. That fish, okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
Barney, I have an idea for something special to do, but I think I'm going to need your help.
I'd be happy to help you. What would you like to do?
Wow, you know that sound?
Oh, what a super deeper idea. This is going to be great fun.
Wow. Oh. And now they're taking a break for fishing? Yeah, I saw that episode before. A bit of piece of it, not all of it.
Okay, is everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go on an adventure.
With the adventure screen!
Wow.
What's that song?
This time, we are going to see what's under the ocean. There are all kinds of fish living under the sea.
Oh, look, everybody! Look at all the pretty colors!
Yeah.
Wow.
They have tails that are yellow, just like my plate.
Animals that live in the ocean come
It kind of reminds me of Finding Nemo and Shark Tale. It was continuing.
in many different shapes and sizes. These sea animals are called rays.
Yeah, stingrays from the teacher of Finding Nemo. You know, let's continue on.
There are fish that are very big, like this one.
Wow.
And fish that are very long, like these.
Wow.
Thanks, Barney. It's a starfish.
SpongeBob SquarePants, you know, like Patrick Star, ladies and gentlemen.
And this tiny sea animal is called a seahorse.
Yeah, my pretty seahorse episode of SpongeBob with difference, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a funny looking sea animal, Barney.
It's called a jellyfish.
Jellyfish from SpongeBob SquarePants, you know. Jellyfish and jellyfish and jellyfish and jellyfish and jellyfish. Anyway, let's continue on.
There are as many kinds of plants growing underwater as there are on land.
Wow, it looks like a jungle down there.
There are also many sea animals that live both on the land.
The seals. If you haven't checked out my Barney Friends Vlogs episode on that, you know what I'm talking about. It's basically seals from Blue's Clues and the animal behavior episode, but that should be, oh, and turtles. Yeah, positive turtles, by the way. Or what's this animal called again?
Underwater.
Oh yeah, those are seals. Okay.
Like sea lions.
Oh, sea lions. Okay, I thought it was seals. Okay. Penguins. Yeah, if you haven't check out these Animals World episodes of penguins. Penguins don't fly; they swim. But you know, I saw these episodes before. I watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood episode one time on Blue TV. You know, it was on PBS Retro at the time, but I was watching it. I'm like, penguins do swim, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching that episode. It was a making sense to say penguins can swim at the time, and I'm like, okay, penguins can swim, and Mr. Rogers take care of the penguin. And there's one movie I think Remix can watch if he's watching this. It's called March of the Penguins. And Remix watch the penguins scene in the episode Barney Friends that play along called Gone Fishing. You know what I'm talking about. But there's also a thing called that Remix do not appreciate. And he doesn't like it. It's called Forest of the Penguins. It has to be one of the worst scenes he doesn't like. It's called, and it just made me, and I respect his opinion about it, but for me, it's just, people make fun of penguins all the time, and it's Bob Saget, you know, the way Bob Saget does that anyway, and it stars somebody else. Let me check Forest of the Penguins and see, and yes, people make fun of penguins, and Remix, and we talked about this story 2018. I don't remember the year exactly, but he talked about the Forest of the Penguins as his least favorite movie, especially one of his least favorite Disney movies. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I'm sorry, Remix, but I have to say it because it's one of my the whole time favorite movies. So Bob Saget directed and starred in the movie. So. And produced and screenplay the movie. So, it's based on March of the Penguins by Lou Jagwood. And it stars Samuel L. Jackson as the narrator. Bob Saget is called, but he also did the following. Written, produced, and directed the movie, as I mentioned before. But it also stars the late Gilbert Gottfried as one of the people who brought you the following. I'm freezing my nuts off, Penguin. The late Norm Macdonald is joined two songs, Penguin. So there you go. It's a make fun of penguins difference. So there you go. Anyway, it's a fake film productions and presentations. It came out just nearly a month before I formed the company. It's $6,832 at the box office. Wow. So, there you go. You watch this remix. Don't watch this movie. I'll have to think about doing it as a boring jokes episode, but that's just me. And it's one of A. Verga's. Yeah, I'm going to check his last one. No, it's not. He died in 2016. No, he started in Barry Miller. Anyway. In 1975, 1977, but no, it was someone else. Krista, oh yeah, she's still alive. She's 1971, okay. Born 1971, okay. But she started since she was 1. Okay, I was the wrong actress, okay. But no, it was not her, okay. Johnny Silver? Yeah, he's still alive. But no, he's 58 years old, okay. I was the wrong actor, okay. Where is that? Bars of the Penguins. Oh, wait, Dobby Wayne's? Oh yeah, that whole, I'm not gonna say the A word, but yeah, in the special, yeah, it was, yeah, hey, that's my bleep, Penguin, okay. Yeah, he's in Major Pain and other things, okay, I couldn't find whoever's in the movie, but anyway. He stars, who is black, okay. 5 of second, Full House co-stars also lent their voice to him for the film. Okay. Louis Black is in the sitcom. Now, before I continue on this play-along reaction, so he did he hosted the Comedy Central series Louis Black's Rules of All Evil. Okay, so he did angry rants and about history, politics, and religions and cultural trends. Now, this came out in and he did Inside Out in the role of inspires in 2024 sequel Inside Out 2 as Anger, okay? So, what he did really, he's also a stand-up comedian and actor. So, that's what he did. So, there you go. He did a lot of it in the time. So, and let's continue on. Yeah, I was right about turtles. I thought it was somebody else, but something else, but it's not. But it was. Go back one. I thought these are turtles, but it's not. It was sea lions. Okay, whatever. These are turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And one, ladies and gentlemen, continue on.
This one, it's an exciting world under the sea.
Yeah, like Little Mermaid difference, ladies and gentlemen.
What did you think about our ocean adventure?
Good.
I didn't know there's so many different kinds of fish. There were lots of different sizes of fish too. Big ones, little ones, and everything in between.
Our aquarium only has little fish, baby Bob.
Wow.
Oh, but they're pretty fish, and look at all the bubbles. They only need a little bit of food each day.
Yeah, duh. Anyway, let's continue on.
Oh.
Just a bit.
You sure know a lot about fish.
What else can you tell us about the aquarium?
Well, you have to keep it clean and make sure you don't have too many fish, or they won't have any room to swim around.
It's like, for example, like from Animals World episode Food. You know, it's kind of like that. You know, just how much you're gonna feed Dorothy some food, for example. So, and that's what Elmo does. That's what man was doing to the fish. You know. Let's continue on.
Can you tell me how many fish there are? Sure. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little fishies, 4 little, 5 little, 6
That was a little catchy, okay?
Oh, I bet you can count the little fishies too, can't you, Baby Bob?
I sure can.
Hopefully.
1 little, 2 little, 3 little fishies, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little fishies, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little fishies, 10 little fishies in the sea.
That was nice.
Very good.
Thank you.
Oh, there's one.
Hey guys, we made a really cool surprise. Come on out and see it. Oh, goody, a surprise. Oh, come on.
Wow.
I wonder what the surprise could be.
Wow.
Bold, everybody!
Okay. Hold that thought. What's going on? There's a glitch going on and no sparkly stuff. That was a major flaw. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was Julie's idea. She made all these problems for Baby Bob. For me? That's right, sissy. Oh, thank you, Julie.
No.
You're welcome, Baby Bob. I got to get down from all the bubbles in the aquarium.
That's so nice, Julie. Baby Bob is looking at everything like us.
Come on, guys. What are we waiting for? Let's make some more bubbles. Yeah.
It isn't any trouble just to S-M-I-L-D. It isn't any trouble just to S-M-I-L-D. So smile when you're in trouble. And it's like a bubble if you only take the time to smile. It isn't any trouble just to G-I-K-O-D. It isn't any trouble just to G-I-K-O-D. So giggle when you're in trouble. And it's like a bubble if you only take the time to giggle. There isn't any trouble just to There isn't any trouble just to So have one giant bubble. If you only take the bubble, if you only take the time.
That was nice.
Thank you for all the bubbles, Julie.
You're welcome. It was fun.
Yeah, Sissy, it's time for us to go. Bye, everybody.
Wow.
Oh, surprising Baby Bob with all of those bubbles was a very nice thing to do, Julie.
I like to do things for my friends to make them happy.
Just being with all my friends is what makes me happy. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
Love is always the answer, I always say.
Exactly.
I love you, you love me. We're best friends like friends should be. Like a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me
Thanks, Vivian.
Thanks for showing me. Taking turns is fun, Barney.
Oh, you're
Wow.
welcome, one. So long now. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Well, that was nice. That was nice.
Yeah, what's good, homies? It's your boy, Lil Baby Bird. Hey, check it.
Okay. This is the reason why I skipped the whole episode entirely. So, yeah, I was watching the premiere of that, and that's the reason why I couldn't make it the premiere of that. So, that's why. So, anyway, let's continue on.
Yo, it's time for Barney Says.
Wow.
Hello again to all my friends. I'm
What's
glad
that
you came to play.
Our fun and learning never ends. Here's what we did today.
Wow.
I loved seeing everyone play together today. Ring toss is such a good game because we can take turns.
Exactly.
We found lots of things to help us pretend we were all on a ship in the middle of the ocean. BJ just loves to be the lookout, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
You can be the lookout too. Or the captain of the ship, blowing your whistle.
Yeah. Yeah, I suck at whistling. Continue on.
So the storyteller told us a story about the fisherman and his wife. The lesson is to not ask for more than what you need.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Mm-hmm.
And she's right, because there's always plenty for everyone when we share. Did you enjoy our visit to the deep blue sea? Oh, I sure did. Some fish have pretty colors.
It's like rainbow. Mm-hmm. Duh.
Some have different shapes. This one looks like a star, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
It's a starfish. Wasn't it fun when we surprised Baby Bob with all those bubbles? Bubble, 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 bubble. The best part of playing with friends is that we can share our toys.
Solid.
All the fun. I love you.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yep. Boy, yeah, those make more sense anyway. Oh, what was that? More content on Bonnie and Friends. That YouTube channel and Bottom 2000. Okay, makes sense. Okay. Gone Fishing. Okay. Oh, wait. Those two YouTube channels? Yeah, I was the wrong user. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I said it earlier. Okay, I was the wrong YouTube channel names. Okay, let's continue on. Cast. Okay. It was Tommy or, yeah, which is formerly that play along member, or Michael. I don't know which ones there are. Yeah. If people are watching this, no one has to support Tommy anymore, so, the play along cast, so, whatever happened to Tommy though, let me check. This was in 2024, okay? And no one had the time to do that anymore, so... And this happened here, so seeing here, I don't know what year it was, so... This had to be a situation between Courier 9 Productions and Ron and Tommy, which I will not explain here in my reaction video, but... I mean, I don't know what happened. I'll scroll up a little bit more because until then, I don't want to be able to make it to add him, so no. So anyway, I have to look it up right now. This is from, check it out right and scroll up right now. I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find it, so keep looking. See, before I wrap things up, hang on. Be right back. Okay, this is a statement. I'm bad, folks. Sorry about that. You know, I want to talk about this right now during the statement. I don't want to talk about this further, but it says here, folks, I want to mention this earlier, but this happened nearly over a year ago, and debate if this is all true, okay? And some of this may be false, okay? Production team update. Today we'll announce some changes regarding to our Courier 9 editing team. Courier Christopher Patrick, which I understand that, Evan Cadol and I have been let go as a team. Well, sorry to say, but I'm not gonna be. First of all, I was originally being part of the editing team, but it's just I I was busy at the time, but you know, I don't want to be dismissed for all reasons, but I was a patron now, but I really need to be an editor again, you know? This time it's a thumbnail editor or a video editor via Final Cut, who gives, you know? But anyway, and then secondly, Tommy Nelson has been now let go as a music director and now will probably be an actor. We know these changes are sad, but now we remain on good relations with who we mentioned and are excited to be what they do in the future and adventures will down the line. We thank them at the time and wish them the best. Now, I'm very shocked and I'm very disappointed with this change. At first, but now I feel okay about that. You know, I don't know what's going on, but that's just me. And lastly, and then after all of that, I feel like what's been going on. But anyway, then October 7th, 2024, I feel a little shocked. Okay? He said, it was Ryan again. He said, this is my last statement I'll be making about this. Some friends have fans, which I'm a huge fan of Ryan, by the way. I told about the dismissal of Tommy Nelson. Are trying to prove me wrong. And I've been seeing private screenshots of Tommy trying to be denying his allegations. How to pronounce this word? Sorry. The allegations are not false. I've been proven true due to numerous witnesses and victims that are come forward about him. Whether true or false, to take allegations seriously and stand by our previous statement. Figure reading understanding, Ryan Boy. Now, it's come to my attention that I have been reacting to this video, and this is from April 2022, and that Ryan Boyd statement is from 2024, except for the fact I was not being a part of the editing team for over a year now. Plus, I was busy at the time, so what a choice I had to make: being busy or just be part of the clerical not productions team again. I don't know, but anyway. Let's continue. Let's conclude off. And yes, Michael is fine. So Michael Warmlich, but Jason, yeah, he's a good friend of mine to be hanging around. And we're just time to conclude off. Wow. Okay. God will stir your soul. Anyway. And if you watch this Mitchell Hill, thank you for your support on Jason's behalf, and it was my pleasure to have him support this whole thing. So I'm still friends with Mitchell. Why just Jason? Because I've been knowing him for over a decade and a half now. Nearly a decade and a half now. So, well, soon to be 15 years now. So, in 2027. So, that was my question about him. So, I don't know what happened to Mitchell now. So, Alex Paris and I, and David St. Dennis and all that, we've been good friends with Mitchell. So, I mean, Mitchell is from Savannah, Georgia now. He was originally born in Dublin, Georgia. But, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I miss Mitchell Hill. What happened to him? Anyway, let's conclude off. Wait. That happened next year. What happened to that? Anyway, move on. That's a flaw. Alliance group, okay. He messed that up. He really messed that up. Yeah, Alliance group, 9 group, Story Media group, okay. my screen, just my entertainment. Pleasant appearance. So that was Barney and Friends Play Along, episode 3, Gone Fishing. Oh yeah, that's a Patreon exclusive thing. Anyway, that's good. What do you think about this episode? I think it was amazing. So far this video was a success. That was LJPCBM episode 1000. Oh man. 721. Hope you enjoy it. Stands gonna be a number LJPCBM episode 1722. Which is gonna be about Purple Road. Excuse me. Which is gonna be about another Rand Ray podcast, episode number 2. I hope in this time I will not be able to do much stuff that I was supposed to be doing at the time frame, because I was gonna do Rand Ray podcast, another episode since the beginning of reacting to Purple Road's the Rand Ray podcast, but I decided to wait until this episode, next episode, with Brandon Moore and Joy Scow and so on. So if you watch Brandon, Joy, Eric Lehman, and so on, get ready, because I will react to this next time I get back from the wedding thing. Till next time, so John's Boys Baby, we can put LJPCBM Reacts, we're going to be soon, say out. See ya.
Giving on to me this life I'll never take for granted, and given all the time I failed to really understand it, I never sought to meet the maker of reality, the one who gave the life that which is always happening, but I tried all the time. Why was I the one to see things as I do under the moonlight and the sun? Perception is the question and the giver holds the key.
Hello guys, so welcome to day number 2 of 3 of part number, let's say part number 23 of the Sister Cross special. Man, I lost count. Joining me this one is my mom and stepdad, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna be able to go to Athens, Georgia again, like it did part 41 of the Sister Cross special, and we're gonna be on our way to reception for Elizabeth Hunter's wedding. So be look out for it, and we'll be right there with ya.
Water and all the plants.
Wow. Okay. Zoom in a little bit. Can't. Hold on. There we go. Okay. We're done. And I'm not gonna do like I did last time. Alright guys, we're at the hotel right now, and we're about to get ready to get things prepared for me to celebrate this whole Elizabeth Hunter's wedding reception just about a couple hours from now. And just a couple hours from now, just get things prepared for the evening. So get everything unpacked and get prepared for the reception. So be look out for it, and hope to see you there. Hey guys, I just got back from my nap, and we're gonna get going to Elizabeth Hunter's reception right now. So hang tight. We're gonna be getting some video and pictures going. So stand by for that, and we're gonna get that going. Be right there with ya.
As we get ready to open the trunk, we're going to ask that Jason, if he would, say grace for us real quick.
All right, would you bow your heads with me? Let's pray over the food. Father, today we love you, we honor you. We're so thankful for Hunter and Elizabeth. We're so thankful for what you've done in their life, and we're thankful to be a part of that story that you're writing and creating even now. So Father, today we pray that you would bless them, bless their marriage, and bless this food today. and all the calories away in Jesus' name. And everybody said, amen.
Amen.
You know, growing up, you know, he was really tough on me. And I was like, man, this guy's tough. He's mean. And how I understand it, seeing him grow up and just take in Elizabeth. And you guys, I was in college, you let me stay at your house. And y'all took me in, and like, you know, Elizabeth, like a little, you know, side mother, sister, cooked for me, everything, and I just got to see our family grow. And, you know, seeing my brother grow up and just be, not necessarily mean, but just turning tough love to turn into, you know, growing and being these boys. And, you know, I think that's the biggest blessing, to see my brother grow up and meet the Lord of his life. I mean, me and Elizabeth talk for hours on end at night when he's asleep, you know. Yeah. I'm so blessed to be his sister, and I just wish the best for him. Thank y'all for everything I do.
I'm sure most of y'all know me. I'm Matt. So I was there the first night that Hunter come to us and was like, hey, I got this girl that I was thinking about going on a date with, but she's got 2 kids. I looked at her, I said, kids? We love kids. And I'll tell you right now, they're doing the best. I love her. And I'm glad she's part of our family. I love them. And I love every one of them. I love you. Hey, girl.
All right, first class to Mr. and Mrs. Hunter Anderson.
Well, that's a tough act to follow. I'm old. I have to prepare a little bit more to get up here and say something.
So, but again, to echo what Jack said, just thank you all for being here and celebrating this love that we have now between Hunter and Elizabeth. So, well, Peanut, since the very beginning, since we saw that song, great picture. There's no baby but Peanut. She became our Peanut. And from that little image came a presence that fills our hearts and our world and our lives in a way we can imagine. There's this picture in my mind of this little girl, a little disheveled, headed down the road to see her grandmother and grandfather. I went to grandmother's house. She was a little bit messy. She was determined. She was fearless. And already full of love and already choosing to move towards the people who loved her back. And that's who she's always been. A rough and tumble princess. A full chest of dressed up clothes and a mean swing of play. One moment she was in a tear head, the next she was sliding into second place. We spent countless hours in that truck of mine going to softball tournaments, early mornings, late nights, fast food, crappy music, smelly feet, conversations that I'll treasure forever. As our firstborn daughter, you changed our capacity for love. Thought that we understood love. Thought that we knew what love was before you arrived. You opened up a whole new space in our hearts. A space that only you could fill. And then years later, we watched you become that mother to Wesley and Daniel. And once again, that
capacity and space grew. And you grew me even more. So now I get to be Dude, and Amanda gets to be Nana. And now we see this strong, passionate woman pour her whole heart into those boys. And the way she's always done everything she cares about. And since we're talking about strong personalities, we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up the time that Elizabeth dressed her little brother. Full-scale Tinkerbell costume. Wings, tutu. I even believe there was a little bit of glitter. That boy didn't stand a chance. She was always in charge, always full of imagination, and always just a little bit of paintfulness with a little bit of tape in it. So then there's Hunter. From the outside, he's calm and centered, quiet, grounded. But if you're lucky enough, you might just get to meet Hoover tonight. But over the years, as I've gotten to know him, I see that stillness is a strength and a loyalty. It has humor, it has heart. Watched him FaceTime the boys when we were away. He shares tractor time and gets them dressed in the mornings. And then he takes them for a spin on the motorcycle. Which is one of my favorite memories is Amanda out in our front yard yelling, "Hunter, get him a helmet!" And then I think they ended up in a baseball helmet and a football helmet riding on that motorcycle. And again, just listening to you tell that story where like they'll just fall asleep in his arms and he's riding that motorcycle. No matter what's going on there, they trust him completely. And they'll just let his arms wrapped around him and he'll fall into it. Like just little bears there in his arms. That's love, that's presence, that's safety. But you know what? I've never seen Hunter try to perform love. He just lives it. He lives it in a way, the way he works, the way he shows up, the way that he pays attention. I'm going to tell you when I knew that he was him. But not because of anything he said, not because of anything that he did. I knew it because of the eyes. But not your eyes. It was the eyes of the three people that now make up your family. Elizabeth, Wesley, and Daniel, the way that they look at you. That's how we knew that you were him. Hunter, thank you for loving our daughter. For walking with her, supporting her, and laughing with her, and building a life with her. And thank you for being the father who makes those boys feel safe enough to fall asleep while riding on a dirt bike. We are so blessed to have you now a part of this crazy family that we're a part of. Psalm 126:3 says, "The Lord has done great things for us, so now we are filled with joy." So, now I get to grab my glass. So let's raise our glass to a love that protects, that grows and stretches us. Elizabeth, Hunter, boys into the family that's going to grow and come later. We salute you. Salute. Next step, if y'all head over to that wonderful cake that we have, such a pretty cake over
Okay. Hello guys, we're in the final scene of our Attention Car special part number 43. This is day number 2 we're talking about, and tomorrow we'll be going back to Athens, Georgia. So going back home from Athens, Georgia. So we're gonna go and then we'll finish off part 43 of the bag. So let's rest up and we'll see you for day number 3, the final day of our part 43 of the Attention Car special. Be right there with ya. Hey guys, welcome to day number 3 of part number 43 of the Teacher Class Special, and we're about to get ready to go home and get things prepared for Peggy's first before getting ready to go home. And so after this, we're gonna finish off some unboxing video and get things prepared for us to wrap up part 43. Be right there with ya. And now, it's picture time! Well, guys, this is it. We're almost home from Athens, Georgia. I would like to thank you all for watching part 43 of the Teacher Class Special. Before we go, we like to take a moment to take my unboxing video of my main channel. Because after this, we'll see you in part 44 of the Teacher Class Special, part number 44. See ya. Hey guys, welcome to day number 3 of part number 43 of the Teacher Class Special, and we're about to get ready to go home and get things prepared for Peggy's first before getting ready to go home. And so after this, we're gonna finish off some unboxing video and get things prepared for us to wrap up part 43. Be right there with ya. And now, it's picture time! Well, guys, this is it. We're almost home from Athens, Georgia. I want to thank you all for watching part 43 of the Teacher Class Special. Before we go, we like to take a moment to take my unboxing video on my main channel. Because after this, we'll see you in part 44 of the Teacher Class Special, part number 44. See ya. Hello guys, so Jerry speaking. Stereo unboxing video for today, July 19th, 2025. Finally got a package ready to open. I was gonna do it yesterday, but due to the fact we're gonna be on the road to Athens, Georgia for a reception, I'll tape it tonight. So let's open this up right now, so shall we? So we got for us. We just got home to probably around Athens, Georgia to get ready to do this, so that way I can do my unboxing today, so it's much more easy. Come on, let's open this. There we go, got it. Now I won't get burst up over here. Okay, there we go. It is, I had never bought this in 2 years, so I thought, wanted to get this anyway. And I finally got it. Probably right here. And it is Disney 100 Years, the story of Disney 100 Years of Wonder. It's written by John, let me just get this off my neck. Anyway, John Baxter, Bruce C. Steele, and the staff of Walt Disney Archives. Front, the side, and the back features, this is some gray thing I got, and so it's all gray, so the Disney one. Valentine's Day special unboxing video for today, July 19th, 2025. Hope you enjoy this. There's going to be another special haul video for today, July 19th, 2025, on a combo I got recently from Amazon, from a store nearby, different location in Georgia. Till next time, suggest my video, Women Susan out. See ya. Hello guys, so Jared speaking. Today we're doing a special haul video for today, July 19th, 2025. Today we got a comic book from a store nearby, a different location in Georgia. And it's $2.98 a piece for a comic book where I got it from. So let's see what I got, shall we? So we got for us. We got the Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries, features the Court of Owls. DC Comic Books #1. Front, the side, and the back features the following. Discover a universe of unforgettable stories. Go to a comic shop near you for more print DC comic books and for graphic novels. This is a thing I got recently, so subscribe to DC Universe in effect. So anyway, that was a special haul video for today, July 19th, 2025. Hope you enjoyed. Sounds gonna be another hope to see a brand new episode of LJPCBM for you guys to enjoy. Till next time, so join us, my baby. We can be out. See ya.